In the heart of an ancient, sprawling forest, where sunlight dappled through leaves like scattered gold dust, lived two tiny, fluffy nestlings named Puku and Puki. Their home was a cozy, intricately woven nest, high up in the boughs of the wisest oak tree, lovingly crafted by their parents. Puku was a cautious soul, with wide, wondering eyes that absorbed every detail of the world from the safety of the nest he loved. Predictability, the warmth of his siblings, and the daily rhythm of his parents bringing delicious warmth. Puki, on the other hand, was a ball of boundless energy and curiosity. Her tiny wings twitched constantly, her head craned over the edge of the nest, eager to see what lay beyond the familiar branches. Their parents, seasoned travelers of the sky, knew that the time for their children to fledge was drawing near. The world is vast and full of wonders, their mother would chirp. But you must learn to fly to truly experience it, their father would add. Fear is a shadow, but courage is the sun that dispels it. Puki, true to her nature, was the first to attempt the great leap. She watched her father demonstrate, taking mental notes. With a deep breath and a surge of determination, she ruffled her feathers, closed her eyes for a split second, and pushed off the edge. She tumbled, squawked, flapped awkwardly, and nearly hit a lower branch. But with a frantic burst of effort, she managed to right herself, catching a breeze and soaring, albeit shakily, to a nearby branch. Her landing was clumsy, but her chirp of triumph echoed through the forest. Puki had faced the unknown, fallen, and found her wings. Puku watched, a knot of fear tightening in his tiny chest. He admired Puki's bravery, but the thought of leaving the secure nest filled him with dread. What if he couldn't fly? What if he fell too far? What if he got lost? He clung tighter to the sturdy threads of the nest, his heart hammering. Days turned into a week. Puki was now a fledgling, exploring the immediate canopy, discovering juicy berries and chasing buzzing insects. She'd return to the nest, chirping excitedly about her adventures, urging Puku to join her. The wind beneath your wings is waiting, Puku, she'd call. But Puku remained. The nest, once a sanctuary, now felt like a cage of his own making. He saw his siblings, one by one, take their hesitant leaps, encouraged by their parents' patient calls. He felt a pang of loneliness, a growing yearning for the freedom they now enjoyed. His parents, wise as they were, knew they couldn't force him. They would sit near him, sharing stories of distant lands and the joy of soaring, planting seeds of curiosity. One afternoon, a fierce storm rolled in unexpectedly. The branches swayed violently, rain lashed down, and the nest, usually so stable, creaked and groaned under the assault. A strong gust of wind tore a part of the nest, sending Puku tumbling. He flapped instinctively, not out of courage, but out of sheer terror. He didn't think, he just acted. He flapped, and for a terrifying, exhilarating moment, he was in the air. He wasn't flying gracefully like his parents, or even confidently like Puki. He was a small, feathered projectile, battling the wind, but he was flying. He landed roughly on a thick, mossy branch, soaked and shivering, but alive. He looked back at the battered nest, then at the vast, roaring forest. A new feeling surged through him, not just relief, but a spark of defiant exhilaration. He had survived. He had flown. From that day on, Puku's journey was different from Puki's. Puki was a natural daredevil, always seeking new heights and faster dives. She learned to navigate treacherous winds and find the sweetest nectar in distant clearings. Puku, having learned through adversity, was more deliberate, more observant. He became exceptionally skilled at identifying safe shelters, predicting changes in weather, and discovering hidden, fruitful groves that Puki's speed often overlooked. They grew into magnificent birds, each with their own unique strengths. Puki, the fearless explorer, and Puku, the wise navigator, they often flew together, Puki leading with her adventurous spirit, and Puku guiding them safely through challenging terrains or unexpected storms. They learned that life wasn't about being the fastest or the bravest in every aspect, but about understanding your own pace, overcoming your personal fears, and recognizing the strength in both your own abilities and the support of others. The lessons life taught Puku and Puki, and us. 1. Embrace the leap. Just like Puki, sometimes you have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, even if it means stumbling. Growth rarely happens in the familiar confines of your nest. 2. Fear is natural. Action is key. Puku's fear was real. But it wasn't insurmountable. Often, the act of doing is what dispels the fear, even if you're forced into it by circumstances. 3. Your journey is unique. Puki's path was one of natural bravery. Puku's was forged in necessity and careful observation. There's no single, right, way to navigate life. Celebrate your own learning style and pace. 4. Failure is a learning opportunity. Puki's clumsy first flight and Puku's terrifying tumble weren't failures, but crucial steps in their development. They taught resilience and adaptation. 5. Look beyond your horizon. The world outside the nest was far richer and more complex than Puku initially imagined. Stepping out allows you to discover new possibilities and expand your understanding. 6. Recognize your strengths. Puki wasn't a daredevil, but he developed a keen sense of observation and navigation. Life challenges often reveal hidden talents and strengths you didn't know you possessed. 7. Support and synergy. Together, Puku and Puki were stronger. They complemented each other's strengths and weaknesses, teaching that collaboration and mutual support are vital for a fulfilling journey. And so, Puku and Puki continued their lives, soaring through the skies, a testament to the fact that life's greatest teachings often come from stepping out of comfort, facing the unknown, and learning to flap your own wings, no matter how many tumbles it takes.